Cason Wallace is due for a breakout next season, as there is a spot that is opening up in this closing lineup, as he proved himself last season in the playoffs, as he was finding himself getting useful minutes and actually successful minutes late in games against the Mavericks and also against the Pelicans as well in that first round. So I would expect him to step in and have a great season and be one of the better bench players in the NBA. Not Sixth Man of the Year worthy, of course, because there are some guys that could be starters on other teams and be third or fourth options that ultimately find themselves on the bench. An example of this is Naz Reid. Alex Caruso is an example of this as well, because he could end up being a starter for the Thunder. However, I feel like half the community is split on if he should start or not, or if he should come off the bench. Cason Wallace, though, he for sure looks like our guy that's going to be coming off the bench, whether that's going to be as a defensive, lockdown specialist there, or a guy that's going to be our point guard starting off the offense for that second unit. But it does look clear he'll be coming off the bench, and I would expect him to average close to like 12 points a game and be a closer for us and be a part of our closing lineup. I would not be surprised if that happens at all. So we're going to break it down, go to an article that kind of talks about it a little bit, also looking at his stats, see what I'm kind of projecting for him in this upcoming season. Before we get all that, though, I just want to take a moment and say that we are at 1,741 subscribers. We have that 2,000 subscriber goal before preseason starts, about a month and a half away now from that. So if you guys enjoy the content and you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. With that out of the way, we can go ahead, get into the topic at hand here, talking about Cason Wallace. Queso, a guy who, I don't want to say quickly became a fan favorite, but someone that I feel like the community just loves because he hustles every single play. Not really a lot of stuff off the court from what I can tell either. Not really like a huge personality off the court or on the court. He's just there. It looks like he's coming in, doing his work. I don't really see him smile on the court either. I would love to see him smile on this show, like he's actually enjoying his time here in Oklahoma City and enjoys playing basketball for the Thunder, but maybe that's just how he likes to play. Be serious, and it works out for him. He had a great season, and he found himself in this closing lineup last season for the Thunder in the playoffs. He was actually doing well. That's the thing. He was doing well in that closing lineup, which shows a lot of maturity from a rookie last season, and he's going in his second year. He's still young. He has that time, and he's been consistent for what seems majority of the games. Now, go ahead and get in the article here, see what they had to say from Ross Lovelace over at Inside the Thunder on Sports Illustrated. The Thunder made win-now moves by bringing in Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein this summer, shoring up any holes in the rotation that might have been evident a season ago. Oklahoma City's added talent mixed with expected improvement from the team's core is a big reason to believe in the Thunder as a serious contender. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will open the season as an MVP candidate, so it'll be hard to expect a big jump there. The main leap is projected to come from Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, who are both scratching the surface of becoming all-stars. While Williams and Holmgren might carry the most of the weight in the Thunder's improvement, there's another young guy who could heighten the team's ceiling too, and of course, he's talking about Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace was a lottery pick just a season ago and showed serious flashes as a rookie. It's extremely rare for a first-year player to make an impact on a contending team, but that's exactly what Wallace did. He was the perfect connected and knocked down triples at an extremely high rate. He was more NBA ready than any draft analyst could have predicted. With Josh Giddey gone, Wallace could see some time running his natural point guard position with the second unit. That's where he flashed with Kentucky as he stuffed the stat sheet in college. So we know he's always been kind of a true, I don't want to say true point guard, but that's what he's always liked to play. Size-wise, it makes sense as well, as he's not on the taller size for guards in the NBA at the moment. And his skill set reminds me a lot of a knit and gritty point guard. It reminds me a lot how Lou Dort plays, except Lou Dort isn't necessarily a point guard. He's never really had the ball handling or passing ability to be a point guard for, at the NBA level. However, Cason Wallace, he has the passing ability and dribbling ability to be a point guard. The defense is an added bonus, along with the catch and shoot 3-point, shot that he has. It's just added bonuses here and there. So of course, being the point guard for the second unit can help him take an insane leap in his second year, which is why I think he could average double-digit points and like 6 assists a game. I can see that, along with a steal a game and shoot about 40% from behind the three-point line. I think that is very possible for Cason Wallace. I also think people are just forgetting he's there to run the point. A lot of people keep on bringing up in the comment section, also on NBA Twitter, talking about how the Thunder, instead of trading for another big, they need to trade for a point guard to come off the bench. We keep forgetting we have Cason Wallace to run the point. That's his natural position. Even if you don't want him running the point, you want him running the 2 guard, you still have Caruso who can run the point. Aaron Wiggins who could run the point. Even Isaiah Joe. You have options to run the point for the squad. I think it should be Cason Wallace running the point, then Joe, and then Caruso, then Wiggins at the 4, then Jay Will at the 5. I would like another center, but that's another topic for another day. It's just, I feel like everyone's forgetting that we have Cason to run the backup point, run the second unit out there, and also be there in case someone goes down with injury. He can easily fill in a spot for Lou Dort there in that starting lineup. Now, I think with Alex Caruso now on the squad, he's more likely to fill in any injury that we have for our starting 5. If he's not a starter. And then also, I feel like Joe is more inclined to start in that position. I think he's just going to be our true backup point guard, our true, second unit guy that's going to be leading us out there, leading that offense and defense, leading both sides. That's why I think he can take a massive leap. And it's what Ross Lovelace agrees with me as well. When you're looking at the article, he has shown his versatility, and that's what Oklahoma City values most. Wallace has been an incredible defender to this point and a hustle guy on the floor. With Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, and Wallace, Oklahoma City has a 3-headed monster to send at opposing guards. With a year of experience and an offseason under his belt, Wallace could make a jump that not many are talking about next season. Obviously, he's mentioned when discussing the rotation, but his jump could be just as big as Oklahoma City's other star youngsters. He has untapped playmaking potential, elite fast break potential, and high ceiling on defense. At worst, he has already proven his value as a 3-and-D guard who will shoot at a high clip. Heading into a crucial season, Wallace just might be Oklahoma City's most underrated player. He can be in line for a breakout season of sorts, and he had a great first year. When you're looking at the stats here, really, with the amount of time he was getting and how quickly he was thrown into that second unit, never really, getting a chance to start for the squad, he had a great season. Better than what I remembered now that I'm looking at the stats, because I thought, he can be a 40% guy from behind the three-point line. He clearly shot better than 40% his first, in his rookie season. So he played better than I thought in my mind. And it just goes to show you how underlooked he truly is. 7 points a game, 2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, half a block, a steal a game, less than a turnover a game, less than 2 fouls a game, almost 50% from the field, and then 42% from behind the three-point line. 6'4", and he's not even 21 yet. He's not even 21 yet. And showing this kind of consistency, this shooting ability, and maturity at his age, it's impressive. It's what we want from all of our young guys. It's what we want from everyone on the squad. We've been preaching this, I feel like, is that the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're not looking for guys that will give you a night where it's 25 points and then the next where, you might be off. We're looking for guys that will consistently get you the same number, because then we know what we're getting night in and night out. We know that for sure. We know at the least, okay, he's going to give us 6 points a game. But high end, sometimes he gives you 12 or 13. That's what we're looking for. And Cason Wallace perfectly encapsulates this. When you look at the stats, 47% on corner threes, 96% of his threes are assisted, well, really 97. Then 53% of all his shots are three-pointers. So like it was mentioned in the article, at the worst, he's a 3-and-D backup point guard. At the worst. And he's already a good 3-and-D point guard, averaging a steal a game and 42% from behind the three-point line and 7 points off the bench. I'll take that. I could see him averaging double-digit points a game, and if he is truly running the point with the options that he has on the second squad, even with some of the first-string guys helping him out there, sometimes playing with them, I could see him averaging 4 or 5 assists a game and still getting a steal a game. I can see that very easily for him. It can be a huge season for Cason Wallace where he proves his worth to the Oklahoma City Thunder, where he becomes a long-term part of their plan and squad, fitting with other guys that they have already long-term. Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins are an example. They plan on locking down Chet and J-Dub. J-Will, it seems like it's still up in the air. We haven't heard anything about him. I'm sure he wants to stay in OKC. I'm sure the team wants to keep him as long as they can come to an agreement on a deal that works for the betterment of both sides. All right, that's what it's going to come down to. That way we can keep Chet and Dub, extend them with the max along with Shai. So I think Cason Wallace next season, it's very critical to prove like, okay, I'm your backup point guard for the future. Okay, I understand we have Shai. I understand that. And we have other guys that are coming up as well. Nikola Topic is this supposed demon. All right, supposed, he was one of the best players in the NBA draft and he fell to us at 12 apparently. I know we have that. He's just trying to prove, like, I will be your backup point guard forever. Kind of like a Manu Ginobili type of situation going on that they had in San Antonio, where Ginobili was never known as a starter. To me, he was always known as a sixth man. It's just one of those, like, it seems very similar to that situation that was going on. And I do expect a huge season from Cason Wallace next year. That's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think Cason Wallace is going to do in next season with, Josh Giddey's absence especially. Do you think he's going to have a breakout season, or do you think it's going to be very similar to what he had this past year in his rookie season? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next video.